Sesh, are they the turkey bacon of group support apps? How far can you go in transforming the real thing and still claim it as legit? I'm Lance, I consult in this space, and we're going to find out if the group support app Sesh is turkey bacon or the best thing ever. Okay, we're talking group support where members can be agents of change for each other. Sesh starts with downloading the app, a brief form, some onboarding protocols, and very quickly you have access to the full Sesh community. They offer one plan, it's $60 a month, and it's an all-you-can-eat plan. Members get unlimited access to all group sessions. That's right, you can attend as many groups as you want as long as you reserve a spot before the group cap hits, which is 14 people. That's pretty great because it encourages you to explore topics outside and beyond the one that brought you there in the first place. All group sessions are live video through their app, and the topics cover the usual suspects: anxiety, stress, depression, relationships. Plus, they have a number of creative groups centered on art and music, along with groups that serve underserved communities, like Becoming Body Positive, Inner Healing for Women of Color, and more. A great thing I like about Sesh is one of their self-declared goals is to make access to affordable mental health care a reality for communities who have been left out of that conversation forever. And we're talking about marginalized communities, people of color, people who have dwelled in mental health care deserts for one reason or another. Okay, it's time to grind, Sesh. These group sessions, they're one-off events with everyone involved, including the leader, the group facilitator, meaning your future group meetings may be composed partially or entirely of new and different faces, including the group facilitator. So all of the upside and benefits of continuity in the group support framework, like witnessing the arc of progression and achievement of your fellow members, and having familiar faces watch, observe, and comment on your own progression are absent from the Sesh experience. Also, Sesh does not offer the option of communicating or text messaging with the group leader, the therapist, or any other group members. So all of the upside, the benefits of communication outside of a meeting are absent from the Sesh experience. It's important to be mindful of this because it's fairly commonplace to attend a meeting and days later reflect, have something resonate, seek clarity on something, want to drill down more on something. Well, there's no continuity with Sesh and there's no communication. You're basically in a silo experience. This absence of continuity in using Sesh is a big thing. And that's not my opinion about Sesh. That's how Sesh characterizes itself. In an interview with Well and Good, and I will leave a link in the description, Sesh's clinical director said because there is no expectation of continuity in using Sesh, you can essentially parachute in whenever you feel you need for any issue and be supported. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that's precisely what Sesh has said about itself. I can only assume Sesh understands that blunt truth. Don't expect continuity in using Sesh. Cuts both ways. Sesh group meetings are capped at 14 people. That's a good thing. Sessions are 30 minutes long. That's not a good thing. Help me, people. Come on, y'all. Make it make sense. How do you have a group support meeting of 14 people fit in a 30-minute time slot? This is now a mashup of group support with speed dating. Sesh does not strike with me as an online group support platform at all. I characterize it as a pop-up online group support workshop platform. And yes, you can hold a workshop, a siloed event with no continuity where there is no effort or expectation for 14 participants to equally engage in 30 minutes. And let me be clear, that's not a bad thing. There is a modality called single session therapy, a method of counseling in which you show up, talk, listen, learn, and leave, possibly forever. It's a siloed event, a one and done. It can be very effective. That's what Sesh is doing in a collective at breakneck speed. Sesh dismantles and removes too many foundational components of what's proven to work in online group support to where it's transformed and hardly recognizable. It's essentially turkey bacon. It is not another flavor of group support. It is not applewood smoked. It is not hickory. These are pop-up speed workshops veiled as group support for marketing purposes. Now, what's really going on here with Sesh? Let's talk about it. One of the hardest and most important goals for all businesses is to get their app installed on the precious real estate of a person's phone. It's not an accident that Sesh's delivery of services must go through the app. In fact, with Sesh, everything goes through the app. The $60 all-you-can-eat format relies on what is called projection bias, a type of self-forecasting error where we overestimate our future selves and how much we will use something. An example would be how people commonly join gyms in January, imagining frequent use. Gyms commonly build into their models how people make financial commitments with intent that's never actually realized. This is projection bias, very profitable for businesses. How does projection bias work for Sesh? I'm sure people see $60, I'll go to 6 sessions a month, and in effect pay $10 a session. But life gets in the way, and you go to 2 or 3 a month, and maybe, and essentially pay $30 or $20 a session. Now, when you factor in you're going to 30-minute sessions, you might be paying $40 or $60 a session for what is essentially a pop-up speed workshop caliber experience and not online group support with continuity. Let me share with you 2 concerns I have about Sesh. One emerged from an article where a member of their clinical advisory board, a psychologist, was directly asked, can Sesh group sessions stand on their own, or should they only be used in conjunction with individual therapy? A link to that article is in the description. She replied by saying, definitely, and then spoke to a theoretical example and an example within her own practice, which is separate and away from the Sesh deliverable. She did not answer the question. The question was about the Sesh deliverable. And when she didn't answer the question, when she pivoted, I thought, wow, that's evasive and deceptive, and this is turkey bacon. My other concern reflects on why I started this channel. The business of mental therapy online is a big ocean, entirely uncharted, and there are pirates out there. Let's talk about it. The terms of use, and I will leave a link in the description of Sesh. The Sesh terms of use page is almost 12,000 words. That translates to 24 pages single-spaced, 48 pages double-spaced. It's more than twice the amount of content than I usually see in similar business models. In a nutshell, Sesh reserves the right to profit from your personal information for every cent it's worth. With Sesh, any and everything that goes through that app is theirs to use. You are giving them worldwide, non-exclusive, irrevocable, royalty-free, full paid right and license to host, store, transfer, display, perform, reproduce, modify, and distribute everything that goes through their app. That includes your contact information, your personal health information, payment information, they location track you. It's right there in their terms of use. Here they're telling you they share your information with third parties for marketing and advertising purposes. What kind of information? Here they're telling you examples: gender, age, information about your health, payment information, name, phone number, all of it. Here they let you know they reserve the right to transfer your personal information as part of their assets, and it will be treated as such, their assets, in the case of selling their business or liquidating their business in the case of bankruptcy. Clearly understand they are telling you our assets include every piece of data about you we have. With the recent hearings with the government with Facebook, it's becoming increasingly difficult for Facebook and Google to target advertising based on health condition for privacy reasons. If you watch CNN, you may notice every other commercial is for a medication of some kind. Personal information, especially on your health condition, is incredibly valuable. Those 12,000 words, those 24 pages single-spaced, their terms of agreement, That amounts to a transference contract of value from you to Sesh for them to capitalize on how they wish. In my opinion, Sesh has devised a magnet to attract people, the allure and veil and branding of group support. All you can eat for a rock bottom $60. It's a stripped down deliverable designed to accrue numbers and a whole lot of personal information. Sesh is building a nationwide network of therapists, and I suspect the $60 a month people are essentially entering a sales funnel, and there's more value in them being transferred down the pipeline for one-to-one online or in-person actual therapy and support with members of the network they're building. This has already been done. It's called the Open Path Collective. You see it right there, and I will leave a link to them in the description as well. In Sesh, I see an attempted formation of a brokerage, an exchange wherein advertisers can rent and license advertising to the members through the Sesh app, of course, and the therapists can secure clients through the Sesh app. Everything goes through the Sesh app. Okay, is Sesh going to make it as a startup? Maybe. They're going to need more money. They got $3.5 million in their initial seed funding, and at the end of 2020, I think they're due. They're going to need about 3 times that much, and I'm sure they're working on that. They need to put more meat on the bone of their deliverable and bring it in line with some integrity to the branding of group support. I'd prefer to see them go another way. I'd prefer them to embrace their choice to not have continuity, their choice to have a siloed environment, and adapt the single session therapy model online in a collective. But if they're going to go 30 minutes, you got to reduce it to 7 people. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share it, feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. If you're interested in this kind of thing, definitely subscribe. I'm Lance. This is Therapy Grind. Until next time, take care.